How are you? I love when I first speak because people sit up at attention. They're like, is Darth Vader in the house? Seriously, Vader is at Journey. You can tweet that if you want to. It's an honor to be with you all this morning. Jamie left me a lot of notes to go over with you all. No, he didn't. He did not. He did ask me if I would come talk to you. I asked him, I said, Jamie, what is it that you want me to talk about? You know how he is. He said, Chris, whatever's on your heart. Appreciate you narrowing it down for me, buddy. Appreciate you just bringing it on in a little bit. But I want to come talk to you all. I work for Dave Ramsey. I'm a financial coach. I work with entertainers, musicians, entertainers all across the country. I deal with regular people and money. And so it's always hard when you're talking to people because life is happening, isn't it? I meet people, I talk with them who are pressed by problems, stressed by situations, and irked by issues. Life is going on. So I want to share with you some things because my heart is, I think if I can help people know some things to do, they can prevent probably duplicating or doing some of the things that I've done, self-inflicted stupidity. Has anyone out here ever done that? Absolutely. You don't have to raise your hand. We'll be all right. A lot of you, I want you to understand, for me with stewardship, I got a new take on stewardship a couple years ago. I'm the father of 3, married. I have 3 boys. They are 7, 5, and 4. So you know my world is fruit snacks, Kool-Aid, and McNuggets. Okay, I mean, that's pretty much what my boys, that's their realm. But I was hit with something that hit me straight in the chest. Now, I'm a big guy. I'm a former football player. I was able to win a national championship in college and do some things, so I'm strong. I'm a big guy. I'm old now, but I'm strong. I got hit in the chest with something a couple years ago that just knocked me flat. My 4-year-old little boy, Case, he's 4 now, when he was 2, was diagnosed with Hunter syndrome. It is a disease where there is no known cure, okay? There is no known cure. It will take his life early. That's what I was hit with. Now, that's my baby. I love that boy. I love my 3 boys. But to be hit in the chest with that, I didn't know what I was going to do. Now, I've not talked about this publicly much. The reason why is I was in the midst of trying to figure out how I'm going to deal with it. What am I supposed to do? My son, what am I supposed to do? That's my baby. What am I going to tell his brothers? And I started to get so self-indulged and focused on my. And my, did I have a pronoun problem. You all remember pronouns, don't you? We got some young people over here. Make your English teacher proud. You know what a pronoun is, don't you? Right? That's where you're starting to talk about the things. And so my personal pronoun was messed up because I was focused on me, all of my issues. I understand with stewardship that it's not anything that I own, do we? Any of my resources are not mine. Nothing. God owns it all. Now, if he owns it all, then he's in control of it all. My job is to be a manager, a good manager of those resources. Now, when I say resources, I'm going to keep going back to this because I think it's something we have to think of. Resources are my time, my energy, as well as my money. So if God owns it all, he's working in the middle of it. And when I stop throwing my pity party, because some of you have life going on, the fact that I do have to acknowledge that it's a real potential that I will have to bury this boy. And no parent should have to do that. No parent, anywhere. We don't have guarantees. And that's the Lord's child. And I've been holding him like this, and I realize at the end of the day, I have to hold that boy like this. He's not mine. That's the Lord's child. My job is to steward his life, to guide him and help him as best I can and be the best daddy that I can. So 2 years ago, I had a wake-up call in as far as how I deal with my resources, how I deal with my time, my energy, because you realize the clock is ticking for this little boy. I don't have time to be bothered with petty things, okay? So I have to be prayerful because I am. When people talk to me about problems, I go to the big category, okay? I measure it against mine, which you can't do. Everybody's got their own things that they're tackling and dealing with. We all have those things. But if we'll step outside of ourselves a little bit and be aware of what is God doing in the midst of that. Now, I can tell you all, the fact that I'm here today to talk with you, to hopefully encourage you, I can tell you I've had an opportunity as I struggled to talk about Case's situation because I didn't want people's sympathy. You follow me? Does anyone understand that? You don't want the sympathy, but you do want the empathy, and I do want prayers for him. So my mother asked me, she says, have you talked to many people about it? I said, Mom, I'm just not comfortable. Oh, comfortable. My pastor did a sermon on comfortable right around the time that I was struggling with this. And some of you who are my friends, you've heard me talk about this before, comfortable. He asked us, was it comfortable for our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, to be nailed to that cross? Was it comfortable to be ridiculed and spat on, kicked and beat when he knew who he was? Was it comfortable? Now, I can tell you when my pastor preached on that, it hit me again in my chest because I realized that I had just said to my own mama, I'm not comfortable talking about Case's situation. You all know the movie The Matrix? Okay, that's how it hit me. Instead of numbers in The Matrix, what it was situations I had talked about not being comfortable. It hit me in my head. So every time I hear the word comfortable now, I immediately equate that with Jesus being nailed to the cross. Was that comfortable? Now, because he did that, I'm okay being uncomfortable. There's not much that I won't do now outside of sing. You all don't want me singing in here. It would not be good. Gary asked me, he goes, oh, with a voice like that, can you sing? I said, in the shower. Okay, you don't want me singing. It's not a good thing. But being uncomfortable, to think about it, think about your resources a little bit different. With your time, your energy, and your focus, what are the things that you're doing? Are you spending it well? So what I'm saying is if you are married, you want to be able to work together, to be able to communicate about it. A lot of times people don't like to talk about it because you know how it is. You typically only talk about money when there's what? A problem. There's not enough of it. So all of a sudden, what happens? Everybody is tense, right? Guys, you know how it is. If there's not enough money, we automatically do what? We get angry, don't we? Men only have 3 fears, 3 emotions, you all. Okay, happy, angry, and about to be angry, all right? That's just how we process stuff. I mean, it's just easier that way. Okay, you all see my face. I just automatically go like this, okay? My wife will come by and massage my forehead. She goes, smile, honey. I go, yes, dear. Yes, dear. So if guys only have 3 emotions, that's happy, angry, and about to be angry, you can see that if there's a lack of money, automatically we think that we're not providing, so we take it personally. Ladies tend to be fearful because they need security, so if there's not enough, now they're scared. Well, now hold on. I said the man is angry and she's scared. Is this a good mix? Okay, this is a volatile situation. There's a money fight about to happen. Now, this is even for people that have a lot of money. See, I coach some of those. I fly out to Hollywood. I'll sit down and deal with some of the actors, the entertainers, the athletes. I sit with them, and people automatically think, if I had more, then I'd be happy. Nope. Okay? There's nothing more frustrating than for me to sit across from someone that's making $30 million a year, and they're struggling, unhappy. No, I'm serious. I tell you all this because a lot of people don't get that. They think if I had that money, everything would be perfect. Not if you don't have a plan. See, if you don't have a plan for your money, then it will go wherever. You all have to watch out for the marts. You know the marts? Kmart, Walmart. You have to watch out for those. You can go down aisle 1 and get some eggs. Aisle 2, grab some socks. 3rd aisle, get a couch. Okay, now if you can get those three things at one store, there's a problem, right? So you have to be aware, you have to have a plan for your money because stuff will just jump in your cart, won't it? It just jumps in. You're like, I don't remember buying that. You just blacked out, okay? You have no idea what you bought. You got home and my wife bought a jar of Jif the size of this stool. I said, honey, we can't eat all that peanut butter. She goes, oh, yes, we are. So Lord have mercy, we have not even made a dent in that thing, okay? My boys are walking around, the tongue stuck to the roof of their mouth. They can't talk. Hey, that's a good thing because they can't talk. And I'm like, hey, get some peanut butter, boy. Go in there and get some, okay? But stuff will just jump in your cart, so you have to be aware. And you have to be aware. If you're married, you got to work together on this stuff. Don't just leave it to one person. It's too much pressure for one person to have to deal with. See, if things are going well, then the one person loves it because they're the hero. If things don't go well, now you've got one person that's the goat. share in that. Now, I want you all to be in a state of financial readiness for your family. We've heard of military readiness, right? That's our troops. They're prepared to defend us, our country. And I'm proud of them. I'm honored that they would do that. I want you to be financially in a state of financial readiness for your family. Ready because life happens. Cars break down. Things go on. Financial readiness for your families, your financial future, to be able to serve this church. Be ready when you hear about someone having a need in the church. They've lost a loved one or a kid is sick or something's going on. If you're financially ready, you have some reserves to be able to do some grace giving. Now, grace giving, that's over and above the 10% that everyone looks at. That's where you're ready to step in to the plate and assist someone, to be a blessing. It's the best thing you can ever do with money, is to be able to give. And you all know that. If you've done it and you've given anonymously, and you know in your heart that I was able to impact that. You're not doing it to make people uncomfortable. You wouldn't go up and hand them money. That would make it feel awkward. Okay, and men, we have pride. We wouldn't do it. Oh, no, not at all. But if the church has it, the church is able to what? Intercede, to be able to help and assist some people. I want to close with this. My oldest son was working a puzzle. It was a 10-year-old puzzle. Tyson just turned 7. And so he had the pieces out, and he began to put some of the pieces together. I was sitting in a chair. I had my coffee. I'm just relaxing, reading the paper. And I saw him there. I said, Ty, if you need help, I'm right here. He goes, Daddy, I got it. I said, okay. So he began to struggle. He began to get frustrated. I could see it in his face. And I said, Tyson, do you need some help? No, Daddy, I got it. Okay, buddy, I'm right here, though, if you need me. A few minutes went on, he just got so mad, he just threw the pieces down, stormed out, just upset, crying. He was so mad that he couldn't do it by himself. I thought about this, and I looked at it, and I talked to him. I said, son, you don't have to do things by yourself. I can help you. And then we will have done it together, but it's still your puzzle. And so we'll help with some pieces, and I'll let you do the final pieces, and you can feel good about it. I was able to manage that situation. I don't like my son being upset. So I helped him. We got down there, and it was a hard puzzle. I don't know where they got 10 years old, but I was struggling. You know, I couldn't tell him that, though. I couldn't let him know Daddy was struggling. But we finally got it, and there were a few pieces left, and he did it. We got done with that puzzle, and it hit me a day later. How many times have we been struggling with something? Our daddy's right there. And we say, no, Daddy, I got it. Chris, I'm right here as I'm struggling with cases situation or just with life. I've struggled, and I'm there, and I don't know what to do, and he's like, I'm right here. I'm not aware of him sometimes. I forget because it's so easy for us to try to handle things by ourselves, and my Father is right there for me. I don't have to understand why things are happening. I realize in my human brain, I can't understand heavenly plans. A speaker came and spoke at our job recently, and he used that. My human brain can't understand heavenly plans. So I'm okay with that. I just know I'm going to lean on him and trust him. And so for you all who are struggling, if you're wrestling with something, don't do it by yourself. You don't have to. Your Father is right there. Pray with me if you will.